Hello everyone out there in YouTube land, internet land, whatever land you're in. This is part 2 of a series of videos I'm making regarding all the albums that I brought in 2017. I hit the thrift stores and wherever I could find them, garage sales, even a few private sales from individuals to buy albums. And last year I bought over 600 albums. And I was buying them at such a fast pace that I could not make a time to make videos. I was working too. So what I'm doing now is making a series of what I call shelf to shelf videos. That means all these albums I brought before I library them and shelf them in their place. Just making this series of videos to show what I brought. So today we're going to look at some folk albums and some soundtracks and even one Broadway musical original cast. So having said that, and I want to keep this video under 8 minutes, so I'm going to hit my egg timer. Okay, I think it's working. The first album was it is by Nina and Fredericks, introducing the famous Nina and Fredericks, and they were a Dutch duo who sang folk songs and calypso music and traditional stuff. And so if you like folk music, you know, from the late 50s, early 60s, which was their time period, then this album would be an enjoyable listen. It's on the Otco label, and it has really heavy paper stock, and it's on the early Otco. There you can see the heart there, and it's a really heavy duty vinyl, so I could not pass that up. And I listened to it. It's very enjoyable if you like to, you know, just chill out some good folk music of that genre. So very happy to have that. We all know who Trini Lopez is. His greatest hits, Pictures and Back. And these are all very much in good playable condition. I don't buy albums that are really scratched up that's unplayable. I mean, if there's some minor condition issues, then I could deal with that, but they have to be to a certain standard. I'm sure everyone heard of the Seekers, a famous folk pop group of the 1960s who had some big hits, most notably Georgie Girl. Okay, well, they had some changes, and they changed their names to the New Seekers, and was signed to the signed to the Elektra label. So this is a later day Seekers album, the new version called the New Seekers, and I listened to it. It's pretty. I mean, it's decent, not great, but good. Again, Trini Lopez, second Latin album. And I got his first Latin album, which is fantastic. I haven't had a chance to listen to this fully, which I'm sure is good. So happy to have that in the collection with the first Latin album. Getting into the 70s, Janice Ian stars. And she had the big hit at 17, but this album does not contain that song. I think this album came out before the hit, but it's really good. I enjoyed it quite much. Okay, we're going to get into some soundtracks, and I was with my friend when I brought this album here. The disastrous Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band soundtrack. You know, they made this was 1979, I think, and they made a movie based on that famous Beatle album. And people like Peter Frampton, of course, the Gibbs brothers, the Bee Gees, were the who started it and who are the main performers. And it kind of did not do good for their career. But you also have Earth, Wind, and Fire, who actually had a hit with "Got to Get You Into My Life," which was one of the better tracks, and Aerosmith, "Come Together," which was also a hit. Let's see, Peter Frampton, did not do good for his career with this. George Martin produced this album, and I guess that's one of the regrets he have had. I haven't listened to it yet. It might not be that bad, who knows? But my friend said, you're buying one of the worst albums that the music has derived from one of the best albums. So I'm going to give this a listen to. I don't expect that much. Broadway musical, On a Clear Day You Can See Forever. I'm not much on the Broadway musicals, but I brought this one because the album cover, the paper stock is pretty heavy and it's texturized. You know, it has some texture to it. It's in really great condition, gatefold, with the people involved with this musical. And it even inside has like a playbill. So, starring Barbara Harris and John Cullen. Like I said, I'm not too much on my musicals. That's just a cool thing to have in the collection. Finally got this Neil Diamond jazz singer. We've heard the radio hit, so I'm looking Love on the Rocks, Hello Again, America, which were the big radio songs. So I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the album. Okay, we're on almost on 9 minutes, so we're going to wrap this up. La Bamba soundtrack, which was a movie, Richie Valens' life, which was a very good movie. And Los Lobos had the hit La Bamba, which was the hit originally for memory lost here. Richie Valens, okay, and then Los Lobos cover also went to #1. Very successful soundtrack and movie. I've had this album in a number of copies, but this one here was in the best condition. It was only 50 cents, and I always liked the soundtrack. So the vinyl and album cover was in excellent condition, so I went ahead and got it. And the original soundtrack recording to the Samuel Goldwyn motion picture, Porgy and Bess, and I always liked this cover. That's very cool. And starring Sidney Poitier, Dorothy Damridge, Sammy Davis Jr., and Pearl Bailey. So I'm going to be making more videos next. Just making them all together because I want to get the stuff put up. But I wanted to also share my findings with you. So be looking forward to the next videos. I probably will post them all at once. And thank you for watching. Your comments are welcome. Y'all take care. Bye.